This esteemed award will be presented following the American Gold Cup Grand Prix next week on September 22nd. The bonus honors a rider who accumulates the most points throughout the season, encompassing the Traverse City Spring Shows by Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel, the Great Lakes Equestrian Festival by B&D Builders, and the Tournament of Champions. All along as athletes compete weekly to accumulate points and a chance to win. For taking the win in all three CSI 3-star classes during the Silver Oak Jumper Tournament, it's the USA Charlotte Jacobs are regaining the top position in the Open Jumper Rider Bonus Leaderboard with an impressive 14-point lead. Kathleen Driscoll and Francisco Goyoraga in joint second place. Alex Granado in fourth, and Margie Engel closing out our leaderboard in fifth on a total of 46 points. Winning round class ahead of a $63,000 five-star competition to cap off our Saturday activities here in the Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel International Ring. Expecting 40 for the first round of the winning round competition today. Some very talented horse and rider combinations in the field, including some podium places already this week in our five-star competitions. McLean Ward, a U.S. rider, number 7 in the world, has finished in the top 2 in both of our five-star classes so far. There was a second-place finish yesterday with Kimi Del Monte for McLean, as well as the win in Thursday's five-star with First Lady, owned by Robin Parsky. McLean again today will be partnered with the First Lady for a $63,000 winning round. Yesterday's winner, Belgium's Abdel Said, will take another go at it today. It'll be the ride aboard Figueres de Rome with a late spot in the order this afternoon for the first round of our five-star winning round. And the Irishman, Connor Swell, he's been on a roll so far this week as well. Here in our five-star action at Flintfield Horse Park. In Thursday's Speed Classic, it was a second-place finish with Vital Chance de la Roque, and yesterday, 4th and 5th for the Irishman, currently ranked number 15 in the world, with Count Me In and Castellano, respectively. The ride today for Connor Swell will be aboard Vital Chance de la Roque, his second-place mount from the five-star Speed on Thursday. So with 40 in the first round for the winning round of competition, the rules dictate that we bring back 10 or 25% of the first round, whichever number is greater. For the first round course, we will begin at the Purple Oxer in front of the gazebo. The Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Oxer jumping towards the jury box. From there, it's a left-hand turn around the Longines watches to the black vertical at 2. The black and white rails, that gate underneath it. Turning right from there, it's past the arch to the Longines Oxer at fence number 3 in front of the Kiss and Cry. And continuing on the right lead there for our riders up the ring to the Just World vertical at 4 with the hurdles underneath to the Gray Oxer at fence 5. Bending right from there to the Orange Skinny at 6, and then rolling back to the Starry Night Oxer at 7 with the blue wings and that Michigan Night Sky motif. Dogleg left down the outside line to the triple combination at 8 to Oxer, 2 strides to a vertical, 1 stride to another vertical there at 8 to ABC. Dogleg left from there to the Tail Dancers at number 9, that Oxer, and then it's a right-hand turn to the Cherry vertical in front of the Kiss and Cry with the solid red rails. 11AB, the brown combination on the diagonal. Vertical 1 stride to an Oxer with the Grand Traverse Band of Ottawa and Chippewa Indian Eagles, and then completing that diagonal line over the Longines vertical at 12 with the water tray underneath. They'll wrap up the first round course at the Red Tulip Oxer at 13 with the hurdles underneath. All told, it's 16 jumping efforts for the first round, numbered 1 through 13. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise and remove the cover for the singing of our national anthem. Performing the Star Spangled Banner today is Karen Armstead. Karen is a Chicago native and a former member of the Chicago Children's Choir. She has been singing at Traverse City Horse Show for the past 3 years and worked for some great barns and trainers. In her free time, Karen works on writing and recording songs. Let us all join in showing our respect as Karen Armstead leads us in the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's bright glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Before we start Spangled Banner, ahead of the start for today's $63,000 five-star competition. We featured an event on our schedule today. We're in the Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel International Ring as we continue with competition at the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup leg here in Traverse City.
A very good afternoon and welcome to Traverse City, and rolling through those coming up into our winning round class. Now what does that mean? Well, it means 10 going forward to the second round of competition, and they'll go in reverse order of their scores. Time allowed is 76 seconds, so that's another factor for them in to be inside that. And around the course designed today once again by Alan Wade of Ireland, assisted by Nick Granite of the United States of America. So the full lineup of those coming forward sees, I think we've just had the latest, is 40 to go in round one, which would put us at 10 to go forward to the second round. Winning round is a little more about qualifying in the first round than anything else, because they can go through to round two. They might have been carrying four faults, that would be taken away, and so it's about finding your slots, finding your spot on the grid, just like Formula One and other sports. So just got to qualify yourself into position into round two. So having a fence down is not always the end of the story here in a winning round class. Part of this Longines FEI Jumping World Cup week here in Traverse City, Michigan. Up here in northern Michigan, it's a wonderful spot, a wonderful day, blue skies up above, and we are looking forward to, again, top class jumping as we've seen so far this week. Some superb results for several. McLean Ward kicking off with a win yesterday. Connor Swale has been ever present across the days so far as well. Both of those multi-World Cup winners before now, and we'll see how that plays into tomorrow as well. But another hard-fought battle for yesterday's competitions too, and it is all just moments away. Lovely arena here in Traverse City, here in this Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel International Arena, where competition has been taking place throughout the summer here. Started back in June, and final instruction going on down there for Lacey Gilbertson from Shane Sweetnam of Ireland. Lacey with the Seabrook LLC's 12-year-old Hollywood. She's been with us throughout the summer months as well.
Lacey Gilbertson as our first on course for round one of the second round this afternoon. U.S. rider to lead the way here for the first round competition with a 12-year-old there, Hollywood.
And she will be our opening rider for this $63,000 class. Let's say just around the 40 mark coming forward. Time allowed is 79 seconds over Alan's course here. It'll see 13 fences all in the first round of this, and settling in as the bell goes. She's had some very, very good results here in Traverse City before now, so great to settle in for what is going to be 2 weeks of big competition for the 5 stars. This week into the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup, and next week's American Gold Cup as well. Starts over the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup fence at the Oxer. From there, plenty of room to get up to 2, and as I say, it is going to leave them plenty of room here in terms to also make up some speed and pace in here to look to qualify, because they want to be battling for qualifying. That's the aim of this. To the Just World fence on a related 4-stride line down to the grey, and next just clips that one. 5 comes up at the orange vertical, then a roll back here to the night skies for the scene set at 7. Into the triple combination at 8, 2 strides and 1 through here. Sitting again at 150, and then the plan was around to the Oxer at the next, but just taking a circle there over the ballerina fence. Double comes up at 11A and B. Liberty fence and the Eagles. Should be 5 strides down here to the Longines vertical at fence 5, and then 1 final fence on the course. Little touch of the last. Leaves them with some time faults to add there, as I say. 79 seconds time allowed, so 87.82 as a final time, and total of 21 for Lacey Gilbertson and Hollywood.
U.S. rider for this year is their second in the order, finishing in the records in yesterday's welcome stake. We're on to the Brookside Farms with it.
Moving on to Bliss Here's. Bliss, a US rider with Vrigno Demek, 9-year-old by Carino, and out of a Cannon mare for the Bridgeside Farms of Las Vegas, Nevada. Bliss been bringing up another new string of horses to compete in these 5-star classes. So you'll see a few start off with fairly pacey rounds, because there's nothing worse than being on a quick clear and being out, or decent clear and being on out of it because you're just a little bit steadier, or worse still, if you have a fence down with a bit of speed, you could still find yourself in the second round like they've had a fence down there, but it's not all done and dusted at that point. Good roll back here, pretty efficient to the Night Sky Oxer. Just a 140 spread on there before they come into the triple combination. So she's jumped quite a few of these classes. They've become more popular again now, the winning round class. Fast 4 could still be the key, but 8 is going to make things a little bit harder. Nice shot of the last, 71.66, easily inside the time. They were a fairly pacey start to them as well, so quick enough. 2 down though on the way, 8 faults for Bliss Hears and Frino Dimick. As we go to Great Britain's Sam Hutton now. Sam with the Abdul Saeed Trading's 9-year-old by Castle Co, which is the line of Casal. Out of a Chaco Blue Mare, this is Casaltano PS from the Paul Schockermundler stable originally. Sam headed over alongside Abdel. Abdel actually won the big class here yesterday, the qualifier, $117,000 class in a good battle too, but has headed over as several of their group to be competing here in the United States and Canada in the last few weeks for a nice list of 5 stars. Nicely put together again. Move away well from the fence. Abdul Saeed watching there, leaning against the flagpole as they go over the cherry vertical. Matching cherry poles. Just a little steady on the way in. Just takes the vertical into the double, and unfortunately the next as well. Going to leave him on 8 as well, and it was looking good there, but unfortunately caught out down by the penultimate fence as well. So 2 down, also on the 8 fault, 76.79. I'm going to stick my neck out and say unlikely to be into round 2. However, very early stage, 2 on 8, 1 on 21, but plenty to come yet. A little bit of breeze picking up now here across this arena. It does actually make it nice and cool, and what's a day in the high 70s, early 80s if you're looking at the thermometer, whichever measure you use, but that's the one I'm going to use. It's just enough to make the flags flutter. Kristen van der Veen heading on down. Bull runs gyro. 10-year-old gelding by Eureka on the line of Coleman for this Holsteiner for the Bull Run Jumpers of down in Florida. Originally hailing not too far away from here, up in this part of the world across to Chicago, well, Illinois. Jara, who's been moved up now more into the big classes, of course, hitting that perfect age for it at 10 this year. Kristen, who's been a prolific winner here over the years. Probably your most wins coming in trial, though. Tends to base in the United States across their shows, but has been previously to the World Cup finals as well. Nice balanced shot up to the Oxer. Straightens up for the triple combination. UBS fence goes down just on the way in there. Just trying to steady them off at the ballerina fence. 1, 2, 3. One really not right for what they wanted. So takes a circle. Well, just takes a little balance up, as you say, round to the next fence on course. So just coming in on the 4 from the triple combination. Now he's going to take a circle. And there we go. We'll finish off 99.66. Unfortunately, that's in time there as well. So 29 in all for Christian van der Veen and Bull Run's Gyra. Kathleen Driscoll next. Castelletto, the 10-year-old gelding by Cascadello, to the Clinton line for the Plain Bay Farm. Bliss Here's with the best score on the early stage on the board at the moment, on the 8 at 71.66. Kathleen, who's been a leading rider through the season here in Traverse City as well, across the shows that started here back in June, has remained here throughout the summer months as a number 2 go and base themselves here. It's been a consistent set of shows through 2 and 3 stars, and she's been a big player in those. But is a rider very much on the rise as well. Now again, doesn't waste time between these two fences. Quite a bit of distance there. Covers it well. And this is where a couple have come unstuck so far. She does not. Give himself some nice space over the Liverpool. And the last going to run just enough for time as well. Inside the time at 79 seconds, 77.88. Gives the first the clears there with Kelsey Driscoll and Castelletto. So top 10 to return for round 2. Lee Soken of the US and Bonhomme Richard. 30-year-old by Kotoki for the High Hopes farm of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's onto teams this year. Bonhomme Richard has also been a good campaigner for her. Been competing on the US teams with Gelvira. But this has been a very nice backup in that string as well. Shot through the triple combination. Really tidily picking up over the fences so far. And I think the door might be open now. Kathleen Driscoll having showed the way with the clear, and this is another one that would not surprise me to be in the zero scores. There we go, 75.07 before they even started, and they're being a very consistent pairing together, Elise Oken and Bonhomme Richard at 75.07. And times are important because that is the faster of the two into round 2 so far, so she would go last. But as I say, it's a very early stage to put a shape on that. Alex Granato of the US, multi-Longines World Cup winner, Bright Lights Group's El Diablo de Nord. Several times Grand Prix winner this season, including the 4-star back into June as well. There's 10-year-old by Durrant. Alex been building up Will with this 10-year-old. Alex, a Pan Am medalist previously. Back to the games of 2019. Through the triple combination, still cleanly so far, out of there in around 40 seconds. Like I say, the time will be a factor, as will be the fence. Now, for Alex's point of view, keep the foot down. Just got to keep some speed here to still potentially qualify for round 2. Again, that's the difference between the traditional jump-off class. Takes a flying shot at the last, and it's just going to cost them as well, because that front rail is going to come off. Finishing on 8, 67.69. He did what he needed to do. He kept on moving down there. Fastest round of the group so far, but just cost him at the last fence there too for Alex Granato this time. Luis Fernando Larrazabal, Belle de Muse, for the Venezuelan, recent winner in Ottawa. Another of the Pan Am riders. Gives his traditional symbolic start. Horse for Dries Nagadi and himself. On an early 4. Well, an early 4 also means he can do what he's doing. Get racing. Basically, you're running 2 rounds of speed. Great to see him with this well-established 14-year-old, but has certainly got jump. Oh, wait, whoa, got there. On the 4, 70.67, and we'll go into 3rd place so far. And so it is into third on the 4 foot. So he's just going to have to wait and see. Luis Fernando Rathabel might well get another shot yet. We will see. And to Charlotte Jacobs next, the 9-year-old Instrumental by Qualandro out of an Indoctro mare for the Swedish bred horse from the North Star team. Hat sparkling in the sunshine after sparkling last week by cleaning up in a good way. They were winner of all the FEI classes and winners into the young horse classes as well, of which the Jacobses under North Star have been terrific supporters of. Just get a fraction close to the vertical again. On the 4 foots will still put you in the game at the moment, but that's early stages. Now gets out to get a good shot at this triple combination. Now the ballerine. Just on the 4 at the moment. Still a shot. Coming with confidence to last. Just going to be fine there. 73.14. And so just on the 4, that'll put them into 4th place so far for Charlotte Jacobs. And Instrumental. Elise Sacred with the best score on the scorecard so far, with clear at 75.07. And in the meantime, we'll hand over to, looks like Sarah Happy coming up now with the Mixtape Syndicate's 9-year-old. This is P. Flor VH by De Flor the Third. De Flor the Third Z Santa Rosa, which is actually being written by Erin Ballard, I think, here this week. Read by Mark Van Hasselt. For the next up for the US rider. Reminder, tomorrow afternoon is the kickoff of that Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Series. First horse at 2, but coverage getting underway before that. Around about 1:45. 1:45. It'd be really nice to see some 8 and 9-year-olds coming out. In fact, it was an 8-year-old that won yesterday, Calvaro, with Abdel Said. It's just the right time of year. We're well into the year. They've got a good bit of mileage, and now can really be moved up into these big classes. Coming through the triple combination very nicely for Sarah. Just touched the first one, just didn't quite have the shape through there. No, coming on the 4, keeps coming, or just going to leave a leg on the last fence as well. So 8 at 76.63 was going to go close, but just a little bit steadier as well. But it's just a terrific experience for this pairing together. Sarah Happy and P. Flor VH will go a little bit further down. On 4 of those, actually, they're on 8 faults so far. They'll be separated by their times. Liso could quickest of them on 75.07. Erin Ballard next. The Canadian world number 21, with her own of the Marigold Sport horses Ginger Ask. Marigold Sport Horses of California. That's Natalie Dean and family. Natalie's over in the UK and has been this season based with Ben Mayer, but has been a US team rider. This 10-year-old mare by Casal, who again this year, after a very good run through 2 stars, is now just moving up into the 5-star ranks. And again, Erin's starting off pretty efficiently. Pairing them together for several seasons now. She's had some nice 2-star wins when they first came together. Just really tidy there. A good turn back here. It's not left too much wasted chronometry out there. Alan Wade again giving plenty of turnbacks in here to really make your own mind up about how tight you want to run against this potential qualifying. On the clear for Erin Ballard, 2 of those so far as she comes to the last, and again will be spot on to the finish, and at 71.64 is a good way clear of the rest, and so Erin Ballard so far booking herself into pole position to go last in this winning round. So Erin Ballard, Lee Soken, Kathleen Driscoll the clears, but as I say, it's top 10 to go through. McLean Ward, winner on day 1 with First Lady, returns. And again, with their smooth, slick style, this could well suit them. Robin Parsky's 11-year-old by Don Diarado. Again, he's had a superb season over in Europe as well. And again, McLean, not by accident, able to maintain that rhythm all the way through the training, the effectiveness of the preparation, the work that goes on behind the scenes. As you'll see from riders up in the top 10, he's world number 7 right now. So much of that also done on the flat, not just jumping fences all day. Smooth, composed rhythm, just a little pace down there, which he has control of and harnesses. And there we go. Goes clear at 72.42, just a touch steadier than that of Erin Ballard. So he goes second best so far. McLean Ward, 72.42. Erin Ballard, 71.64. And slots ahead of Elise Oken and Kathleen Driscoll. Michael Morrissey now, the Imperial Show Stables 10-year-old by Clintissimo Ilton Seemel. Again, it's been a summer home base for him here in Traverse City. The family involved in the running of the events here. So he heads up here when the season kicks off in June. And in the closing stages here in September, there's been a whole list of top competition in the meantime. And Michael just settling them back down. I think might well say they've done enough. Yeah. Deciding to retire there for Michael Morrissey and Ilton Saint-Emel. So he retires. 4 of them on a 0 score at the moment for our top 10 to come back.
13 have shown for today's winning round.
Aaron Ballard quickest of them with Ginger Ask on the 10-year-old at 71.64. Bliss here is heading on in again, this time with the 9-year-old by Christian. Is Christian's Cash, out of mare by Cash and Carry. Again for the Bridgeside Farms family barn. Five-star Grand Prix winner before now, down in Mexico, San Miguel de Allende. Now we can get the revs up. Big jump at the first. Again, building up the horses to fill the big shoes of the small and talented Antidil de Mars, which was a long-time partner. Horse that she rode onto US teams. Just gets a little bit tight into that triple combination. Again, that just starts to catch up with them at the second part as well. Gets a little bit of room to fix the issue on the way out. Coming in on the 8 faults, and we'll be home in 72.94. So 8 for Bliss here. Christian's Cash goes into 9th place as it stands. So inside our top 10, but I think unlikely to hold on to that returning spot as it goes. Ali Grimes, Chiqueto PS. 12-year-old by Diablo Blanco for the Can We Keep It LLC of Texas. Very nice base in Wellington, Florida as well. Young Texan now featuring more and more into the big 5-star shows. Good efficient roll back there. Doesn't waste much time. Like I say, you do have to be conscious of time in this first round, not just being inside the time allowed, but there is a speed element to it in that you're competing against the rest to get your position and hopefully be into round 2, because it's no good with a nice quiet clear and then being left in 11th or 12th place. So you do have to be on it straight from the off. It's a very nice round in keeping with that thought. Just one from home. Keep on coming for the early 70s, and there we go, 73.36, and we'll go into third place so far for Hallie Grimes and Chikato PS. Goes ahead of Elise Oken, goes behind McLean Ward and Erin Ballard. Hallie Grimes on the potential list to go through. So it's 5 of those on a clear now. So the 2 4-faulters after that. As I say, the 8-faulters I don't see necessarily being a part of that second round. We will see, but I think unlikely. Alessandra Volpi now of the US. 13-year-old by numero uno is Glamour. For the young American who's also been competing over in Europe throughout the summer months. Some leading 5 stars. Again, another good efficient start. Pushes to get the shot down at the Oxer. A little bit of a longer shot into the triple combination, just cost them a fence. Again, just getting everything back. Just getting a little unravelled before they come to that Oxer there. Sensibly taking a turn. And decides to retire. They know they're out of the frame at this point, so deciding to call it a day there for Alex Volpi and Glamour this time.
We've seen Erin Ballard clear as well. Lady number 7 at the ring rider in the world hosting a clear round for Robin Parksky at 72.42. Rounds recently with clear for Chicago PS. Elise on home with Marie Shard, also with clear and Catherine Driscoll at Casaletto. Also posted a clear at 77.88 as Lucifer Navarrete Samuel as the quick girl for 4 sitting at 6.
Just making their way down is Kent Farrington and the 10-year-old by Colestus, the mare Greya. Now for the world number 10. Who's done so much in the sport will certainly understand how to tackle the strategy of this class, and again, speed is something that's always suited him too. Efficient so far. Tidy turn back to the Night Sky Oxer. Nice and evenly through the triple combination. Clears a date for Kent. Strong group already. Starting to develop into qualifying for round 2. Greer just to the last, just gives it a little gentler roll. 76.05, not as quick as we've seen some of them, but actually a sensible round in that they've got the clear in the bag. Kent Farrington will go 5th at the moment. We'll see, quite a bit to go yet whether that will be enough for them. But goes clear with Greer. Erin Ballard, the fastest of them. McLean Ward after that, then Hallie Grimes as our top 3. Katie Dynan, Atika de Auvon, the 14-year-old by Rock and Roll Semi for the Grant Road Partners. Katie, who's had some very good results here in the 5 stars before now in Traverse City. Winner on the Longines World Cup circuit last year in Washington. Then this line that's away from triple combination just goes to cut in for the turn and just catches it a fraction early. Yeah, man, just in the background there, trainer watches on. Again, still with a fast 4, could still have a shot. Just 2 on the 4 fault so far actually, so not been too many of those. And so she'll be in the mix there, 74.28. She is the steadier of the 3-4 faulters because the likes of Luis Larrazabal knew he'd had 4 earlier on and so got his skates on at 70.67. She's the 3rd of the 3 in the 4 fault range at the moment and going into 9th place. I think we're more likely to see the clears through is my guess. Caitlin Campbell next. Sun Warrior, 10-year-old by Flexible. For Linda Starkman, bred by Linda actually in fact. Caitlin already put some very good rounds together with Cornelius this week. Gives plenty of space back to the Longines Oxer. Sits up for the vertical and it works. Coming home on the clear and has put it all together there for Caitlin Campbell. A little bit steadier, 76.02, but actually there are still 2 other clears after that, so she goes into 5th place. And that's good news. So Erin Ballard is the fastest of them at 71.64. McLean Ward after that, Hallie Grimes. In terms of the clears, we're looking at 7 of those on a 0 score now. So I say unlikely that the 4 faulters are going to play a part. Kristen van der Veen and the highly experienced bull runs Faustino de Tilly, the 19-year-old by Berlin for the bull run jumpers 5. And there's a pair that have 1 and 1. Frosty still going strong at 19. And number 2, which is always a good sign. Horse has been one of the most prolific winners through its career. It'll be really interesting to tot up how many number 1 spots they've had. This gets a little tighter on the middle part, and unfortunately last part catches up with them. Steadying as it just starts to get away from them again. Horse has actually generally had a fairly big stride as well. Finishing on the 4 there, 71.67. And so a couple down there for Kristen van der Veen this time with bull runs Faustino de Tilly. So of the clears, we're looking at 7 of those so far. Kathleen Driscoll is the slowest at 77.88, the fastest being Erin Ballard at 71.64 at this point, as we're sort of more or less at the halfway stage of this class. So we pan out to see a lovely arena here. And you'll see the fences are being raised because we're going into a break. And it is Erin Ballard, like I say, the quickest of the group so far. McLean Ward, Hallie Grimes, those should be pretty safe in there. And still the Four Falters just hanging on to position at the moment. Clears in there, Caitlin Campbell, Kent Farrington with Greyer. And then Luis Fernando Larrazabal hanging on to the 4s, as is Katie Diner and Tigre d'Enfant. Alex Granato out of the frame on the 8 Falters. They're certain of not going through. And I think unlikely the 4 Falters will go through as well. And maybe some of the clears are going to come under pressure as well, because we've still got the second half to come of this. And so we're already with 7 of those on a 0 score. So we're going to be back in around 10 minutes time for the second half of round 1 of today's $63,000 winning round.
so far, 19 still to go. First round in today's five-star winning round the class $63,000 competition. We had 7 go clear through the first 20, and currently in 10th. So a score come up there on a time of 74-28. Again, 19 still to compete. The initial phase of competition, and today's $62,000 winning round. We're not going to wait to the USA's TJ Omara aboard Ona Vanda Hella. Number 19. The Stonehenge Stables entry for the U.S. rider, a 10-year-old
Take us into the second half of this $63,000 winning round class, and picking it with TJ Omara and Una van der Helle, the 10-year-old by Carlo van der Helle for the Stonehenge Stables. And starts off well. Now let's remind you of a few of the targets. The clears, well, we've got 7 of those, 77.88, top 10 to go through. So really, ideally, you want to be more in the target of our top 3, which is 73 and downwards, to be fairly sure of that spot. 4 falters just hanging on in there at the moment. 3 of those. TJ looking to join the 0 list as he goes over the orange vertical. It is orange. Nice turn back to the night sky fence. 140 spread on this. And again, just keep a balanced pace into the triple combination. Just sits up, holds the balance well. And then, again, not to lose too much distance back to the cherry vertical at the next. Little white gate under that. And on the clear as it stands, like I say, he wants to be low 70s. Going to be a little bit higher on that. Time allowed is 79. It's going to be closer to, what, 76, 76.15. Puts him ahead of 1, which was Catherine Driscoll, but puts him into 7th place so far for TJ Omara, with another nice clear in the bag with Una van der Hille. So they will go into 7th spot. Erin Ballard the fastest at 71.64. Going to Hunter Holloway now, Hayes Investment Corporation's 9-year-old by H5 Elvaro, which is also a horse being competed still on the circuit right now. And there's Kalina N, finished well on day 1 as well for Hunter. Hunter, another former winner in the Longines FEI World Cup Series on the North American League. Hunter, early 4 for them, but again, I talked about a little earlier on, that might be a blessing. That is not. The second fence coming down, well, second pole down for them, so on the 8th, so out of the equation now, and this is where you get into the realms of whether, like with this horse, the 9-year-old just giving them also some ring time experience here, getting around the bigger tracks. If you may be sitting on an older horse at this point, you'd say we're done, because we're out of the equation. Just doesn't get across the ballerina fence, unfortunately. As I say, had a very good run on day 1. And has decided enough experience for today. Wants to be a positive one in the end. As I say, they had a good start. And again, in the development of the younger horses through, and just this first year into this level, and first weeks into this level as well. Sloane Coles, and a couple more years on the experience level with the 11-year-old Ninja. This mare by Elvis Deput for the Ninja Group. A little bit more experienced pair, nicely over the orange vertical again. You don't want to drift too far back to this. It's not the widest of Ox, 140 in width, but again you've got to land quietly, be set up what 3 strides, little over that to the triple combination. Just going to leave them on the 472.87, and so into 10th place so far, just in the qualifying position at the moment, but I think unlikely to hold onto it. Michaela Langmeyer, Shadina. Michaela with the 11-year-old for the Rafferty Farm. Michaela's target to get in has got to be 4 faults or better, 72.87. And early 4 means you've got a shot, but I don't think they're quite as quick here. Bearing in mind the fastest 4 faults is 70.67, but still not going to be too far away, but maybe enough for now. 74.06, just on the 1 down, just on the 4. For them. No, goes into 12th for Michaela Langmeyer, and Shadina had a feeling that was going to be the case. But overall, nice enough round for them, but just on the 4, goes outside our top 10 in qualifying. Still around 15 left to go in the first round of this class. Clears, we've got 8 of those at the moment. Kathleen Driscoll, the steadiest of them at 77.88. Loic Canet of Belgium now. Charlie and Nicole's, the Canib Equestrians, and the Orpen horses Ultimately Cooley. 10-year-old by OBUS Quality for the Belgian rider. Who's again been competing out here in the United States for a good while now. Gets a little higher there, but not the widest of oxes. Just gets a good use of their scope through the triple combination. Touch in there, but again doesn't get across the oxer. Overall, just on the 4, and will still be close to contention, but possibly not quite enough. And they will also go into the top dozen, but it's the top 10 we're concerned about. Goes into 12th place with one down there for Loic Canet of Belgium, and ultimately Cooley. Michael Morrissey now, new ride for him, this Ash Atkinson's 11-year-old by Cardento in Cento SA. Just been their second week of competition together. Horse has been jumped here before. And owner Ash has also jumped this horse before now as well. This 11-year-old. So they're just getting together as a partnership, but certainly shown some good highlights already this week. Definitely some potential in the pairing. But just early days. Michael's second ride of this class. Coming into view onto their second spins. And then we'll see tomorrow what 40 can qualify, but probably about just around a 35 mark I would expect into that Longines FEI World Cup qualifier. Just catch a fraction short on that Oxer. But just really starting to settle as a pairing. And overall a good step forward for them, just on the 476.62. A little bit further down the rankings, goes into 15th place, but just the one down for Michael Morrissey this time, and in Cento SA. Brian Canan now. And Brian with the Glen Bay Farms 30-year-old first choice HT by Favourite Ask. Aaron Ballard still with the quickest of the clears so far, 71.64. Just edges into the rail there, so again now needs to think about time. Four falters, Sloane Cole still in there at the moment on the four falters, 72.87, so needs to score better than that, but ideally quicker than that too. We've got then Luis Fernando on 70.67. Clears upwards of there. Just moves it up a gear to the last, and 12 will be the score, 77.20. The pairing together moving into these 5 stars. Brian has got good experience of it over the years, including having competed on Nations Cup, but it is a total of 12 this time for Brian Canan and first choice HT. Second ride for Alex Volpi now. This time Gypsy Love, 10-year-old by Guidam Sunna for Alex, who's also been competing over in Europe. Dinar in the lovely spot in France on the coast, amongst other outings last year onto the squad for the US in Falsterbo, up in Sweden. Still on the clear and actually keeping a good pace around this run so far as well. Very well aware of how this works. Fastest time is 71.64 from Erin Ballard. Looking to keep a good secure spot into round two for Alex Volpi, 72.42. And it is exactly the same time as McLean Ward, so equal seconds. So they will remain both in that spot going into that into the next round. So was to say we spin it the other way around, but should, and I don't think it will be, they'd be in the position of going towards 10th spot, they would have to both be knocked out of the equation before they were out. But I think they're very much in, because it is McLean Ward in second, Alex Volpi in second, Erin Ballard in number one spot, Hallie Grimes in the fourth at this stage. Catherine Driscoll sits in ninth, so just the one full faulter now in the game. And that's Luis Fernando Rathabal on full faults at 70.67. Nicolette Hurt now, Con Blue. 10-year-old gelding by Contagos out of a Chaco Blue mare for the Chatwood Farms. Nicely into the turn, back to the night skies. So you just get to a point, gets you about 3 strides off the triple combination before heading through there. Just sitting a little back as they come to the Oxer. Now, already sitting at 61 seconds, so he's not going to get home faster than the 70.67 to get them into round two. Nice shape over the last, but he's going to pick up time 11 in total, 81.54, so time falls to add in there as well for Nicolette Hurt and Con Blue this time. Coming into a couple of those with a second horse now. Erin Ballard, Olivia Demuse. Horse coming from Paris Salon of the US, based over in Europe for the World Number 21, new acquisition here. A 10-year-old mare by El Toro de Muse. Erin Ballard with the fastest of the clears so far, in pole position with Ginger Ask. So knows exactly the route around here to be the most efficient. Going clear, and a second clear for us, 71.95. Erin Ballard certainly does know a way around this course because that's the second quickest. So she holds the 2 top spots. Erin Ballard into second with Olivia Demuse N, and leading with Ginger Ask as well. That also means we are purely into the clears now. Catherine Driscoll into 10th place on 77.88. So if we get a clear that's faster than that, that will take her out of the equation, I'm afraid. And so moving on to Katie Dynan now. Katie with a Miro BZ, the 10-year-old by Asker Z for the Grant Road Partners of New York. Erin Ballard with the top 2 spots. Now may well move one of those around as opposed to trying to jump one and then jump the other one following it. We'll see what she decides to do. That is all in her court. Katie's second ride here as well. And owned by the family, but ridden a lot by trainer Beat Manley. So again, she hasn't had quite as much ring time with this horse before, but will certainly know it inside out. Lovely pace through the triple combination. Looking good. Just needs to keep enough going time-wise. 76.71, so will be enough to get into 10th place there for Katie Dynan. Just pushes Catherine Driscoll out of the top 10 on another grey. But Amiro BZ now into 10th place for the US rider. Staying with the greys, should be going on to Daniel Blumen now. Gemma W. 13-year-old by Louidam, again referring back to those Longines FEI World Cups, one in Toronto last year as a pairing. Been 5-star combinations for a while. Grand Prix winners, Longines Hampton Classic Grand Prix before now as well. Daniel, former winner of the Rome Grand Prix too. Now this is a pair that should know their way round and should cope with this course well enough. Couple of newer horses coming into this level for him as well that he's got here this week. Clear 73.94, and so Daniel Blumen going into 6th place, and very quickly Katie Dynan coming out of the top 10. TJ O'Mara into 10th place, clear on 76.15. Like I say, you can't have... It's nice having a clear, but you've also got to have a quick clear. It's almost, as I say, into a Table A speed in round 1 as well. Brooke Kemper. Next up, Seaview Demonstration. The CM Sport Horses, a 9-year-old by Corelli Bravo. Just leaves us, 7 left to go. So still a few in danger. Those guaranteed are Erin Ballard, McLean Ward, and Alex Volpe. The rest, who knows? Good pace through the first few fences. Just keeping a nice upbeat run. Little touch at the vertical. Cannot afford a fence now, so we're into sort of normal territory, and unfortunately that'll be it. Just slides into the orange vertical. And adds another. Actually on 8 at the moment, now on 12. And there we go, total of 12, 70.66 was a good quick round. In fact, it was the fastest of the rounds. Interestingly so far, though it felt a good, efficient start. Didn't necessarily feel maybe the fastest, but it certainly was. But unfortunately, that is only one part of the equation. 12 in total for Brooke Kemper this time in Seaview Demonstration. Roberta Turan, Iron Maiden, 9-year-old by Clarimo for the Rocking Basilisk Farm. Now for the Colombian Olympian. Again, Iron Maiden had been asked a few more questions this year. Has competed at some of the bigger shows in the supporting classes. And has looked pretty impressive so far this season as well, and say he's going to be moving up some new horses into the top position. Desuk Toff has been his long-time top horse. Roll back here. But has really widened the string this year. Just gets a little bit of push to get across the oxer. Coming home on the clear, but whether it is quick enough to be in the equation, we'll see. It might just. 76.12, and it is just into 10th place there, only by a fraction. 76.15 from TJ O'Mara. Roberta Turan 76.12, so 0.03 of a second making the difference, and puts him now into the top 10 with 5 remaining in the first round. Alex Granato, Helios, The 12-year-old by numero uno for the Kismer Equestrian. Out of a London mare, London rider Gerko Schroeder, going back to a rider who was on the team for a medal in London Olympic Games 2012. Produced some amazing results with London in a fantastic career. There's the Schroeder brothers going on to build a very successful business, staying within the family unit. A little bit of a move up to the Oxer. Knows this ring now like the back of his hand. Two Grand Prix wins here this season. Kicked off with the 4-star. Neatly through the triple combination, and again doesn't hold back, just keeps on moving up to the ballerina Oxer. 76.12, sitting in 10th place at the moment, which means there isn't a lot of breathing room. The fastest at 71.64, but very easy to dally on corners here and suddenly run up 3 or 4 seconds. And this is going to be pretty swiftly home. Might even be the quickest. It's going to be close to it, 71.13, and it is going to squeak to the top. Alex Granato and Helios. Very effective round there for Alex, and so goes into leading position going into round 2, but that is only half of the equation. So top 10, Kent Farrington now into 10th place on the clear 76.05. We'll see if he holds on to that. Roberto Turan is now out of that. 4 left, but 4 with potential to change that group. So we're certainly seeing Alex Granato, Erin Ballard, McLean Ward, Alex Volpe, Hallie Grimes, and Daniel Blumen. Well, with 4 left, those are still in a potential danger zone, but all 4 would have to go clear and fast in 73.94, which in law of stats and averages might be less likely, but who knows? It's absolutely possible. Just waiting on those final few. I think Connor Swale will be next. Connor with vital chance to rock. He's picked up money in each of the big 5-star classes so far. What, 6-time World Cup winner out here in the United States and across Canada as well. All part of the North American League. So Connor making his way down. So Connor Swale, Malan Farms 15-year-old vital chance. chance here. Granate put in the fastest of clears. He was really effective through the first few fences as well. Just a little pull back in the triple combination of the verticals, but is scuppered by the last one. So, and that one there, it just becomes all a little unravelled. Gets the knitting back. Drops another fence. As I say, had a really good start to the week. We're just not settled today, unfortunately. Much better shot at the last. With just a skip and a jump, and 78, 68, 12 for Conasuelo and vital chance to La Roque. Abdul Saeed now. Figueroa Stallone. Winning yesterday with Calvaro, the 8-year-old, in our Grand Prix qualifying class. Would like to pick another one up now. For the Belgian rider, rode at the Olympics in Tokyo as well. Has been a 5-star winner out of the United States down in Wellington. Major winner on probably one of the widest ranges of wins, actually, if we're looking geography. Middle East, America, Europe. Decided to come out to the US to the fall circuit here for the shows through Traverse City. They've been in Canada. Try out some new shows on their schedule. Gets high, yeah, was high at the first part. And then just hadn't settled back in for the next of the verticals. Takes a longer shot, gets there at 72.57 at the last. So finishing on the 8 this time for Abdul Saeed and Figueroa Stallone. So 10th place still. Kent Farrington holding on to that at 76.05 with a couple left to come. Erin Ballard booking our place with 2 into that second round so far. Caitlin Campbell up next, and another one. This time it's the 13-year-old Armentos for the SWS Training and Sales. That was by Armitage. She's currently in 9th place on her earlier ride. So a chance also to put 2 into that second round. Little bit steady to start, and again they need to be faster than 76.05. Just plotting their way very nicely so far. Good turn back here to the night skies. Well, unfortunately, that's going to put them out of the equation, so only one that can make the difference to whether Kent Farrington is going through or not. So on the 4 for Caitlin Campbell, I think was going to be steadier anyway, and she already knows she's not going to qualify, so raises her hand and says, thank you very much. She's already got 1 into the jump off, so she can go and concentrate on that, get them ready, because again, they're going to go fairly early as well, as she's 9th in qualifying. Leaves us 1 left to come in Stella Wasserman. Stella with a 12-year-old by Louis Dam is Play, a new acquisition for her this year, the former ride of Jessica Mendoza of the UK. Rode out here in the US. Alex Granato in the driving seats with a clear 71.13. 1 place left. Still on the clear. Sits up through the triple combination. The question will be time. Move up for this young rider into these 5-star classes here this week in Traverse City. Coming through here well, but isn't going to make the faster time for the top 10, but it's going to be a nice round nonetheless, as I say, building as a pairing together, and nicely done at 76.96, but just around a second adrift of where they needed to be. So Stella Wasserman into 14th, but again, got a good tick in the box for a clear with Play. So we get ready for the jump off. Our 10 to return, including Kent Farrington, Caitlin Campbell, Elise Oken, Daniel Blumen, Hallie Grimes, Alex Volpe, McLean Ward. Double-handed for Erin Ballard and Alex Granato last to go there. Alan Wade and Nick Granite heading on out to the course. And so here we see the clears. As I say, we'll spin that back round the other way. Alex will go last. Erin, as I say, may decide to move up in that lineup. McLean Ward goes late on. Remember, he was the winner of the first big class here this week as well, with First Lady. And then on through Daniel Blumen in the qualifying, Lee Soken, Caitlin Campbell, Ken Farrington. Clears but outside of the reckoning, Roberta Terran, TJ O'Mara, Katie Dynan, Stella Wasserman, Kathleen Driscoll. And down the fours for Sloane Coles and Charlotte Jacobs. Back in a few minutes' time for the concluding second round of this $63,000 winning round class here as part of the 5-star week for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup, Traverse City. Heading to our second round of the $63,000 winning round class, going in reverse order of those qualifying for round 2. And Caitlin Campbell is actually going to start us off with Sun Warrior, so one assumes Kent Farrington not coming forward. May well have been just also readying themselves for tomorrow's Longines FEI World Cup. So Sun Warrior starts us away. So they don't replace out of the places below that if they don't go on. So here we go with our Pathfinder. Fences for the second round: 8C, 9, 10, 11 A and B, 14, 15 and 2. So 8C, what was the triple combination, to the ballerina fence at the next. 9, 10 here at the cherry vertical. 11 A and B. And just has the second part of the Eagles fence. Southern Arches fence comes as a new one into fence 14. Fence 15 on the return is a new Oxer this time as well. And the Net Jets fence. And finally to fence 2 to finish off. There we go. 39-22, 2 down, 8 faults for Caitlin Campbell. First to go with Sun Warrior. Going in reverse order as we'll go on to Elise Oken. Bonhomme Richard for Elise, the 13-year-old by Katoki. Couple down there for Caitlin, so hasn't really given us the real target to go at yet. But just giving us the path. Nice turn back here to the cherry vertical. And again, efficient into this double as well. New fence, of course, just gets a little deeper, then starts to really pick up the pace to the Net Jets Oxer. Just looks like they took 8 down to the last there at 35.90. Goes clear and sets the standard for the rest. You said, what, 4 seconds quicker, just a little under that than Caitlin Campbell. She had a couple down as well, so that really is not much in the reckoning. Clear there for Elise Oken and Bonhomme Richard for the rest to chase now. Whatever happened, she is current leader in the clubhouse. Daniel Blumen, Gemma W, all the ability. World Cup winners previously. Now, as I say, we're going to go in reverse order as well. So in theory, those coming later are the quicker combinations. And that's pretty efficient. That's a tight line. Again here, turns up very tightly into the double as much as they feel comfortable with. Very efficient back now. Gets down there, look like 7 down there, so 32.91 and a chunk quicker as well. Daniel Blumen, Gemma W, as I say, really experienced the doubles, doesn't take too much out of the tank for them and goes into the lead for Daniel Blumen this time. So progressing for gone of our 10 qualifying for the second round in this $63,000 class. Tally Grimes, Chiqueto PS, just as a little look at the turn back there. Daniel very efficient on this turn. Halley moving, but yeah, just unfortunately has that down. Just a little adjustment down to the southern arches vertical. Just on 4, and so they'll be home in 35.11. Goes into third place so far for Halley Grimes. Daniel Blumen leads the pack, clear 32.91. So it looks like Erin Ballard is going to ride 1 of her 2. Jump off a little bit earlier in the line. This is Olivia Demuse. New ride for her. Oh, that's ever a big issue for Erin. Turn back, but just doesn't fortunately pay off. Just catches it behind. As I say, this pairing together not had the mileage yet. But also went very well with Paris Salon previously. Just on the 4. And there we go. Just rolls on down to that last, just travels through the final fence as they just get a little flatter to it. 33.98, but a second spin to come yet for Erin Ballard with Ginger Ask a little later. Not too much later. 5 gone, halfway stage of the second round. McLean Ward, First Lady. Big class winner already this week. And again, if you watch their super slick deliverance, this could be again one to put Daniel Blumen in danger. His leading time 32.91. As expected, as his years of training and experience. Gets out of there in 18 seconds. Blumen in danger. Good roll back here. 32.91 to beat. It's going to be close, but it's not going to be enough. 33.49 for McLean Ward, goes into second place there. Still very efficient round, but just not quite enough to catch Daniel Blumen, who leads with Gemma W. Alex Volpe next up with Gypsy Love. 1 of 3 left to go. Alex Volpe, Erin Ballard and Alex Granato still left, but in theory are 3 fastest in qualifying. McLean and Alex actually qualifying on the same time and score. Good through there, but a little steadier than that of McLean, so behind that of Daniel Bloomman, but still a good round so far. A little bit wider into this final shot. Nicely down to the last, and it's going to be 36.71. Two very good rounds behind them for Alex Volpe, going into fourth place there. And so it just leaves us a couple to take a run, one of which is Erin Ballard, one of which is Alex Granata. Now we might have to wait a moment for Erin Ballard. Fair enough. She has jumped, or will be jumping, 2 horses into the second round. Alex Granata, having jumped himself into the final spot, has every right to then wait to go last. Daniel Bloomman still leads with Gemma W, 32.91. McLean Ward second, Elise Oken in third. Just, I think, going to be a moment or two before our final couple heading on down. You can just see them in the warm-up. And just a reminder, tomorrow, kicking off around about 10 to 2 with the build-up to the first stage of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Series kicking off here in Traverse City. Starting leg of those will take them across the United States, Canada and Mexico. You're looking for qualifying points for the final in Basel in Switzerland next year, next April. Traverse City now a good addition to that list. And it's the start of 2 weeks of big competition here for the 5 stars. Next week's American Gold Cup as well.
roughly 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for the $340,000 Longines FEI Jumping World Cup North American League leg here in Traverse City. 2 still to go. We'll give a recap of our standings as our next to go comes down the hill at Daniel Blumen, currently leading with Jim W at 32.91. Going forward, first leading second, Elizabeth third with one home run for Richard. Hope being Gypsy up in fourth, Hallie Groves fifth, with Chicago DS here Ballard on the first number 2 mountain.
And heading on down, and certainly very efficient in her turnaround there. And it is Erin Ballard with her second ride now. So leading so far is Daniel Blumen at 32.91, then just Alex Granato to come. Away we run. Erin Ballard giving it a good shot. Unfortunately, it just drops. So Daniel Blumen remains with the fastest in qualifying to go last. Still worth having a spin here because only 1 on 4 faults. That's Hallie Grimes. Could go into 5th place. There we go, just on the 4:34.03 goes into 5th for Erin Ballard. Erin also in 7th, so unfortunately not the top of the tree that she would have liked, but still 2 good rounds, otherwise that would have gone into 3rd, so goes into 5th with a fence down. Just leaves the 1 to come with Alex Granato and Helios, who'll be last out. Just heads on down for the multi-winner here in Traverse City this season. Could be another one. Final combination to go, Alex Granato and Helios. So time to beat 32.91 up against the experienced pairing of Daniel Blumen and Gemma W. Daniel Blumen is going to walk away with the win. Alex Granato giving it a good go, but unfortunately early rail again. Looking for a fast 4 here to put himself top 5 for some good prize money still. Just going to finish on 4:33.66, top 5 for Alex Granato. So it's a win for Daniel Blumen and Gemma W. McLean Ward and First Lady will sit into 2nd place. He's in the money once again. Comes away from a decent week so far, but still the big class to come tomorrow. Lee Soken will take 3rd with Bonhomme Richard on 35.90. 4th place for Alex Volpe and Gypsy Love. Alex Granato finishes in 5th with the fastest of the 4s. Erin Ballard in 6th place, also with the 4 faults as well. The 10 that qualified for the 2nd round of this 5-star World Cup winning round class, World Cup week here in Traverse City, and we're going to be back with that tomorrow. There's the remaining lineup for the top 10, and it remains for us to say we will see you tomorrow afternoon. Looking forward to that, and it is going to be a super lineup for the first of the Longines FEI World Cups of the season here in North America, and it is all starting here in the Great Lakes in Michigan. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon, but it is today that Daniel Blumen will be the #1 finisher with Gemma W here in the $63,000 winning round. Daniel Blumen with the win.
With the Robin Barsky entry. Yeah, McLean took the top call in our Stormbridge Capital Speed Classic on Thursday with First Lady. Also, the second place finish yesterday in the Welcome Stake with Kimi Del Monse. Second award again, First Lady, owned by Robin Parsky from McLean Ward. And now your winner for today's $63,000 five-star winning round, Israel's Daniel Blumen, taking the top call with a 13-year-old mare by Lidom, jointly owned by Blue Star Investments and Over the Top Stables, winning on a time of 32.91 for the number 31 ranked rider in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove cover for the national anthem of Israel in honor of today's five-star winning round winner, Daniel Blumen. Congratulations again to our top three. Third place honor is going to Elise Oken with Bona Home, Richard second to McLean Ward with First Lady, and the blue ribbon to Daniel Blumen with the Gemma W. Daniel Blumen now going to lead a lap of honor, winning rider in today's five-star $63,000 winning round with the Gemma W. Let's wrap up our show schedule for the day here in the Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel International Ring. A reminder for everyone, it is an 8 o'clock start tomorrow morning, moving up that start time so that we can make our 2 o'clock start for our World Cup leg in the afternoon. So 8 o'clock for the Show Jumping Hall of Fame High Junior Amateur Classic, 10:15 for the two-star Grand Prix, and then the World Cup at 2 o'clock tomorrow. We hope you're here with us.